Ed, you can go
I
first if you want, because I went first.
okay. Um, I love this game.
Jack.
This is a
Going too fast for
to
you?
me this is like really good narrative presentation
Okay.
of mixing
What do you want to cover first?
gameplay
Tell
cutscenes
me.
um
Let's start at the beginning.
and uh in real life
You just
action.
arrived.
Like the character models in this game kind of look better than anything that's on PS4.
I came back home
And
yesterday
that
from
goes for
school.
like God of War, The Last Guardian,
I'm ready to work.
Horizon. Like none of that
Never
could
will.
touch this
Scientists.
game artistically. In a
Instead of
character model,
changing.
it just looks that good.
Well, I mean, I think that's just.
Uh,
I think Remedy does a good job in general
Watch where you're
with,
going,
yeah,
man! Fuck off!
and
especially with
I,
this being
I,
like an early Xbox One exclusive. Like, they kind of really learned how to make a good-looking Xbox One game.
Riverport University. Here we are.
yeah, and I gotta say, the real life action things, uh,
Hey,
I could actually see
No problem.
this being a TV show,
Yeah, which was their plan.
like a little
Yeah.
something on, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
You'd been away for
I was
6
watching the
years.
first part of it, and I was just I put the controller down
well,
and was invested.
How did it make you
You know,
I was just happy
the
to see you all.
stunts, the fight scenes, um, even the acting was good. Like it really stood out,
Oh,
and I'm just like, man, I want to see more of this.
Yeah, which is sad because I think you know, with the Xbox One, initially they wanted to have, you know, their version of Netflix and have
4 a.m.? Why
Xbox
not wait till
content
morning?
on there, like, you know, the
All around
Halo's
been a
TV
showman.
series that's now coming to Showtime, right? I think they wanted Quantum
Hey,
Break to be that. I
do you know
think
where
they
the
wanted
physics
that.
building is?
They did like a soccer documentary, I think, for it that they initially just released for free on the Xbox store. They actually had like a cool plan. It's just like I think everybody just got mad because of the always online thing, and they weren't focused on games and everything, which is kind of like the opposite of their message now.
Hey, I come in peace. I'm just meeting.
Yeah.
You know, where they're like
Yes,
buying up studios,
Yeah,
starting
tell me
new IP, kind of doubling down on their older IP. You know, like I think Xbox is kind of, you know, on the upswing. I think they're making a lot of great decisions now, but it would have been interesting if they would have kept that idea going and like, what would their original programming look like? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, would we have
Well, and
would
just
we have like downloadable episodes of Quantum Break like we did for Alan
Paul had
Wake on
always been hungry for
360? Like you
success.
download
Driven.
like 3
He made it
chapters
onto a lot of
of
those top
Quantum
young
Break
professional
Season
lists.
2, and then you get 3
Now he was
episodes
coordinating
after
some
that.
huge project
You
at
know,
university. It's a big deal.
uh-huh.
Hey,
so I think
protest over.
I think that's
well, and
interesting.
speaking of shows too, like one of the things that was great about this game is like all the actors that play in this game are all from like shows that I loved. Like the main character
Not exactly
that you
modest.
play as, I believe the actor's name is Sean Ashmore,
Yeah.
and he was in a show that I liked a lot called The Following,
Oh, I thought
and
you
then
were
you
gonna say.
had Dominic.
I thought you were gonna say
The Following is.
he was Iceman in X-Men.
You made a long trip just
Oh,
to
was he?
finish this
Yeah.
project?
Well, reading between the lines.
Yeah,
probably a lot of pressure.
I don't really remember the X-Men movies that much, to be honest. But yeah, he was in the show that I really liked, called The Following, and then you know obviously Dominic Monaghan or whatever that was in Lord of the Rings and Lost.
Welcome home.
He's in this game, and Aidan Gilling, I think
6 years.
name is.
Starting to think you'd
It's
never
from
come
Game of Thrones.
Me too.
And then Lance Reddick is
on.
the like your main boss dude that you kind of talk to or whatever. I think in this game. He's from a show that I liked called The Fringe.
First class.
Oh yeah, the
Thank you
Fringe.
for
So
is
like
sick.
like
our van trip to Utah.
every show, every character in this game is like from a really popular
I knew
either
Paul
TV
fast.
show or
So,
you know
Will was
or
out there.
movie, you know. So it's like it's such an amazing cast, and they did such a good job with the episodes that you get to watch in between. Like, I just loved the episodes of the show that they have in this.
Look, I've been tight-lipped about this for a reason. This project we've been working on.
Yeah.
And
to
I
change the entire world.
kind of wish there would have been more like after this, you know. And like, I mean, we're kind of getting like a pseudo like spiritual successor almost.
With Control.
With Control, and I know they said it's not really related to Quantum Break, but like all the action stuff they were showing really made it look like Quantum Break.
Yeah.
But I think it's because
Well,
I think it's because Microsoft owns the Quantum Break IP. And I mean, they came out and said like if Microsoft wants another Quantum Break, they would be up for doing it. But I mean, Remedy,
Come on. Let's just
I
get to
think
the big
Remedy
show.
needs a hit because they're like, and I know they've been doing some VR stuff and whatnot on the side, but for as critically acclaimed as their games are, they don't really do well. I mean, like,
Well,
I think Max Payne was like the last game that did really well for them.
When everybody kind of stole that gameplay mechanic. I think Remedy, you know, people love Max Payne because of that slowdown time. I don't think they care about the characters and the story and stuff like that. Because Remedy is a great developer, and they're just underappreciated, I think, from the gaming community. Because like Max Payne 3 is like, to me, I think that's one of their best games that Rockstar has ever published. Alan Wake is a great game for those
I had a hunch.
who wanted a horror game, and they weren't getting as much.
You know Will.
With Control, we'll see how that turns out. I think what they learned from Quantum Break, they're able to input into Control
I can't
and
wait for that
like
game.
make it better.
I can't wait for Control because they said it's like Metroid meets Die Hard meets Quantum Break, and I'm like, I like all three of those things
That's gonna be interesting to see.
because it takes place in one location, which is like the Die Hard reference, but it's almost like a
Jack.
what was that Christopher Nolan movie that he did while he was doing Batman?
I am in deep trouble.
The one where like the buildings fold over on themselves.
You see, the tests I have to run here are not
I
straight.
Oh,
I forget. I don't really care.
That's with the eye.
Yeah,
Whatever Will did.
yeah, in Inception.
Inception. That's
Yeah.
But he didn't make it easy.
It's already essentially set up.
So I mean, I don't really care for that movie, but that's just me. I'm not
Yeah.
the biggest.
Yeah,
movie into
it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like mind-blowingly great, but it was a good movie. I watched it once, enjoyed it.
I mean, I recognize that
Yeah,
it's like a good movie, but like it's just not my type of movie. You know, when you like you can always recognize when something's like good, but it just might be up your alley for something you enjoy watching.
So, what's this?
Yeah.
Corridor schematics.
Speaking of good movies, I
Travel
watched Power
clockwise
Rangers
leads to
today.
a forward progression in time.
The new one.
Counterclockwise.
Yeah, I've wanted to watch that, but I just never got a chance to.
It's on Hulu. It's
Years
really
ahead of
good.
our time.
Both
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Both Turtles movies are on Hulu too.
That'll activate
The new
core.
ones.
It was
Oh, the
also-
newer ones?
Diagnostics
D-
to ensure
yeah.
stable.
Oh,
Dude, they have
okay.
Punisher Warzone, and I was watching it. I was just like, yay!
Ed's always got to get a
One of my
Punisher
favorite comic
Warzone
book.
reference in somewhere.
One of my
Oh,
favorite comic book movies.
I think you're the only person that likes that movie.
I liked it. I like the Punisher movies.
To be fair, I've never seen it.
I actually.
We need to keep
Well, and I know a lot of people didn't like the Punisher stuff, but I'm one of the few like that because I'm not really a big Marvel guy, but I do like the Punisher comics and stories and stuff like that.
Did you like the Netflix show?
I haven't really gotten a chance to watch it yet. I do plan on watching it eventually. I just keep on finding all these kinds of stuff on Netflix that I want to watch because I'm a big sci-fi guy. So like,
What exactly?
I always end up finding some new sci-fi stuff or something that I end up wanting to watch.
Just like old times, eh? Slightly illegal.
Forget what I was gonna say now. There's something else I was gonna mention.
I know what
Oh,
the past.
I don't know if we want to talk about it on here, but like I had brought up something to add over the weekend that like I think we should do a commentary for Halloween.
But I could tell he was
Oh,
nervous.
jeez.
We're really doing this, Jack. It's
I-
gonna be
uh,
Well, I know that you're not big into horror movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
So
that's an understatement. It's the understatement of the year.
So I found an alternative. I found an alternative, a mockumentary, but it has qualities that could make it a Halloween style thing.
We need
Jeez.
to turn the keys at the same time.
I think the
to
last
activate
two horror
security
movies I saw
precautions.
were like
Ready?
the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake with Jessica Biel
Wait, we're not launching a new
Oh, okay.
Wow.
and the first Saw movie.
3, 2, 1.
Ugh, I hated that first Saw movie.
Well, those Saw movies, those aren't horror movies. Those are gore porn.
I mean,
Like I just like
They're
that. Like
jokes.
Hostel, the Hostel. That was like one of the worst movies ever.
I also saw the first
I would
Purge
take
movie, which I know isn't really a horror movie, but
wait. This is a corridor for
still scary enough for me to.
It's good.
going inside that thing.
It's better than the Saw movies.
Oh man,
That's true.
Frank Clark is obsessed with the Purge.
I'm going to be the first, Jack. And you're my witness.
This is crazy, Paul.
Well, I remember like when everyone was like falsely like reporting that people were planning on having real purges during like
Yeah.
New Year's or something like that.
Just hit that switch.
Wouldn't surprise me. With this day and age.
Yeah.
10 minutes to the past.
Remember this moment.
So, I will say the combat for this is good, but the specials are kind of weird. Like the freeze of time and the dashing and stuff. I find that kind of weird in this game.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Stay calm, Jack.
Yeah.
There's two of you.
Like when you figure everything out, it works really well. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean it
Exactly what was supposed to
does
happen.
take some getting used to.
He's me, a future version of me from
Like
2
it don't
minutes in the future.
it don't allow me to dash a lot, and I want to.
We did it. Fucking incredible. I mean, just imagine the implications. We could warn people about
Sorry,
disaster.
I just love this world that you play this game in. Like all the visuals and the things that you see and just like the detail, the attention to detail in this game is just so amazing.
Yeah, it's really well realized.
Of course.
Yeah.
Paul, what are you doing?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's just an afterthought. Like it
Yeah.
like you can tell when they made this game that they were very passionate about making sure that everything looked good.
I'm here. It's already
You know, like you're you know actually living out an episode of a TV show, you know.
Literally impossible. I mean, I can't even.
Well, let me ask you guys, what studios or developers you think are underrated and they need more recognition for their games?
Well, definitely these guys.
Yeah,
I feel like.
definitely.
Yeah.
I think Ninja Theory's pretty underrated. Like in terms of the mainstream stuff. To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah, I can see
think
that.
they got a lot of critical recognition with DMC and Hellblade and stuff, but I mean, Hellblade sold pretty well for what it was. You know.
Will?
Volition, I would put in that with the guys who made the Saints Row games.
Saints Row.
Because I feel like too many people just like, that are like big Grand Theft Auto fans never really even gave it a try. But I feel like honestly, I prefer the Saints Row storylines and everything over the Grand Theft Auto any day. They just do the humor like so great in those games, and just like they don't take it too seriously, and they just like realize that they're making a game that's completely ridiculous, and it's supposed to be just filled with fun, and like they do it all so well in those games. But I feel like the Grand Theft Auto games at times get way too serious with the stories. Like the Grand Theft Auto 5 story got a little bit more on the goofier side than I feel like the other ones had been. And that's why I think I liked Grand Theft Auto 5 a little bit more than some of the previous ones, but I still just prefer the Saints Row games over the Grand Theft Auto. But I would pick them as being kind of underrated.
I always say I gotta pick my favorite courseway for it. I think it's underrated.
This is crazy.
Who else?
Jack.
I'm watching this
Okay.
story moment. Sorry, I'm getting caught up in watching some of this stuff. Let's see.
All this time.
Let's see. I don't, man. It's hard for me to like think about who's underrated because of there's so many indies out there now that are like probably deserve recognition that maybe don't have it, just because they're indie developers or small indie teams.
Yeah.
Or
their games just came out at just the wrong time to really get the recognition. I feel like no one talked about Lightfall, and that was such an amazing game.
Yeah.
I feel like that game did not get the recognition it deserves. I didn't play Celeste, but I still think that it's a better game than Celeste.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like the way the game feels, I feel like Lightfall is better. I need to finish both of those games too.
And Lightfall, it just has such a deep lore and storyline built into it that you do have to work to unlock all of. But there's so much to read in that. Like every piece of like literature or story that you unlock is like pages. It's like a whole book inside of that game.
Yeah.
That you have to read to learn everything. But yeah, I feel like that game, like them are kind of underrated for that game at least.
I didn't want to leave, but there was no.
I feel like the N++ developers are underrated too, because that game is really good too.
Of course.
Just throwing that out there. We're talking about fun platformers.
What the hell? Hurry! This way!
I think like Monolith Soft in a sense is kind of underrated. Even though they don't make a lot of games and stuff, a lot of people don't give them credit.
What, for Xenoblade and Xenoblade X?
Yep.
Gotta keep moving.
And Atlas, well, Atlas is not underrated because of the Persona games, but I still think more could be. I think Atlas should be bigger than what they are today, in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like even like in some ways, I feel like Ubisoft is way better than people give them credit for, too. Like, I mean,
That was the first
like
time
they're
power started
like
manifesting.
I'd look at them to be even bigger than EA or like Activision.
Yeah, but no,
Like,
Ubisoft they kind of had to change their business and their
yeah,
outlook because
Not
you
in the
know
right language.
even they weren't at their greatest at one point.
If time is an
yeah.
egg, then that egg is fucking broken.
But like like when they surprise us with like making such an amazing game and Mario Rabbids,
It's breaking
like
down.
Yeah,
that was like an eye-opening moment. Like for me, just like how good they truly could be, at doing what they do,
Get it open.
and obviously Nintendo seen that as well, to even give them the chance to do that. But like now you got like the Starlink is through them, isn't it? That's Ubisoft,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Ubisoft. Yeah,
So you got stuff like that too that they're like really stepping up their game on and making something that like in many other time periods would probably just be overlooked. Has become pretty prevalent in the news and stuff like that in gaming world. People that are talking about it and that got to play it and stuff.
Are you even here?
Your biggest concern right now?
yeah. I think
You don't know.
Put me here to clean up your mess.
the concept. I think the people who make the Gunvolt games, I think they're kind of a little bit underrated.
Yeah, because Azure Striker Gunvolt and Mighty Gunvolt are really good.
Right.
Especially if you want like
And
Mega Man experiences that we're just now starting to get again.
I'm laughing at the part that I just did, like where the guy does the countdown, and then you gotta try to, and I did it a little early, and so he told me to do the count, and then I did it a little early, and so he's like, close enough, and then we both turned the key at the same time.
Can't make it personal.
Nice.
Trying to kill us, Will. It's pretty goddamn.
Listen, getting you involved is the last thing I wanted. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sneaking through this area now.
Did you start it from the beginning then?
Yeah.
Fracture in time is only gonna get worse. We have to stop
The
this before it's
environments
too
in this
late.
game are really good looking.
First, we have to get to my
Yeah. Yeah, I just absolutely love the visuals on this game.
Will, get out! Target's armed. Over
And the character models of like the people that they actually the actors that play the characters, they did such a good job. Like they look exactly like them. You know how in some games there's just certain things that are off about the character models where you can tell that it looks like the actor but it doesn't quite
Yeah.
pull it off.
Yeah.
Like they did it flawlessly in this game.
The shooting actually feels really competent in this game.
Yeah.
Despite
Are
it,
you
like,
okay?
not really being a shooter, you know?
That was.
I
Yeah.
know. This is way out of hand. I'd used a gun before. I've been.
Yeah,
around
they
these spots.
really like knocked it out of the park on everything in this game.
Yeah.
This is not good. Wait. It's coming down. Hide.
Not again.
Just I wish the special move stuff was just
Come on, come on, come on, come on.
the time stuff was just better.
Shooty bang bang in the head. I love the slowdown of the headshots.
Uh huh.
Time's acting up again.
No surprise.
Gosh.
Did you hear that? They know our names. They knew. They
must be after the machine.
Man,
Going
Ah.
back and
Was it like what 5 chapters in this game? 5 or 6 chapters?
I
I think there's
It's important.
think there's 6.
We need to get to my car.
Okay, just.
I think there's only like 4 or 5 episodes of the show.
Now you're saying we can fix it?
In theory, I built something for such an event years ago.
Okay.
Countermeasure won't be easy.
I forget. Yeah, I wanna.
this game looks really good on Xbox One also, by the way, guys.
Okay.
I wouldn't know.
That leather jacket.
Yeah,
is
I'm
so
sure.
Real. It's also like taking up
The colors.
160 gigabytes on my Xbox.
Shoot. I fear what that would do on Red Dead 2.
I wonder, did they do 4K of the episodes too? Maybe.
Yeah, I think they did.
That would make sense then. Yeah, if it's the episodes are in 4K.
Somehow I could focus and undo this growth.
I'm maybe stuck.
Stutter.
You're stuck.
Yeah, I don't know where to go.
About the fracture. About all of us.
Did you just continue from where you left off? Ed?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I did.
I just took those guys' guns and now they're standing there aiming nothing. It's really funny.
We don't want to be here when the stutter collapses.
I'm trying to get out.
Yeah, I took
I
their
lo-
guns. I mean, I fought them. I beat them, but now it's not showing me where I need to go.
I love it, this part, like when you go into the like time machine thing or whatever, and you like everything blows up and it's just all floating there, and it like time is frozen. I love how like we can run into stuff and it just pushes it out of the way and floats away from you.
This way.
Thanks for all the
The physics in this game are so good.
Yeah, that's one thing I like about this game. The handgun, they give you unlimited bullets.
She's not unfreezing. It worked on you. Why isn't it working on the others?
I don't know. It may have to do with chrono exposure. Look at them all. It's a goddamn invasion. What are they doing? Why? They're taking everybody, every witness to what they've done.
Guy wants
So
to help me bring a ring to the
You said you were
fire to get rid of it.
to round out this episode, what are some of your favorite Remedy games?
Well, I'll go. I like for me, I'm like a massive fan of Alan Wake. Like that game is still like top 5 like best games ever. I just loved the story in it. I just loved the character and just like the uniqueness of like, you know, having the use the flashlight like onto the characters before you can actually do damage to them, and like there's just such neat things that they did with that game, and it just still to this day I just absolutely love it. And then obviously like this game is definitely right up there with Alan Wake as far as like the uniqueness of it, and like, you know, doing things really well and adding, you know, stuff that has maybe kind of been done in other games before, but they've kind of made it their own and like did it better.
Mm-hmm.
So then I like
Yeah.
a lot of their other games that they've made, like I just aren't really in the genre of stuff that I really cared about. So there's a lot of stuff of theirs that I haven't really played. You know, their other stuff, but these 2 games though are definitely in my top like best games ever.
For me, it's definitely Max Payne 3. The story, the gunplay, when Max cuts his hair, grows that beard, whew, he does it for me. Like he's a yummy to me. But I like the story, and I like the characters. The way that the game is kind of laid out, I like, even though it does the flashback thing again,
Arriving at the university.
it does pay off. Like everything makes sense, and it's weird because at one point there's a flashback within the flashback.
That's
When it shows how Max was when he was back in New York before he got recruited and everything, and when he just loses his stuff. And he starts cutting his hair, stops drinking, and getting back. I'm like, yeah, this is the Max Payne. This is the Max that I know. And a great conclusion. I like how the game ends on that. Quantum Break,
I'm surprised
like
they
you,
didn't try to
like
make
this was
insert that game.
the Max Payne 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. It needs one. I think it will literally make money.
Put it on Switch. Hey, they put LA Noire on
does-
Switch.
Yeah.
Quite possibly the worst Rockstar game, in my opinion.
Now that would be Grand Theft Auto 5.
For me,
No.
it's the one that
It
everyone
would be
loves,
4.
Bully.
Yeah, I would like to see Bully. They put it on Wii.
No, I'm saying I hate that game. I'm the only person in the world who absolutely did not like it at all.
What about Manhunt?
No, the state.
Play that one?
What's the red state or whatever?
State of Emergency?
No, what's State of Emergency? That's the worst game they've ever made.
What about Manhunt?
Well, you're in luck.
Manhunt.
Because
Manhunt
saying
is
Red
good.
Dead Redemption 2 is the best Bully game.
Well,
change of plan.
I'd agree,
Screw the car.
but
I need to get to Will.
yeah, I did not like that. That State of Emergency game was really bad.
I think everybody was just excited
Well, that was
because of
when-
the success of Grand Theft Auto 3 that
Grand Theft
Rockstar
Auto
was
3.
putting. They were putting
Yeah.
in their game.
You're Jack Joyce.
Yeah, exactly. People, yeah, got hyped a little too early.
You might still be able to catch them.
Ugh.
Why are you helping?
Well, I mean, I really like the original
More
Max Payne
complicated.
game a lot. And then
Look,
that
I don't know if
dumb
you're
Mark
Canadian, but you
Wahlberg
should
movie
hurry.
came out and kind of ruined Max Payne for me. But
That's the first time you saw that.
I know I did. Now that I think of it, I know I did play one of the Max Payne games. I think it was the first one. I'm pretty sure it had to be that first one because it was pretty early on.
well, the first two came out for the
You know, a
original
long
Xbox,
time ago. There. Yeah,
So
yeah. I'm pretty sure it was the first one that I played.
Supposed to take William Joyce alive if he doesn't put up a
I never
fight.
played Alan Wake because I'm not a horror game fan, even though it was more of like a suspense thriller.
Boss said to take it to the lab.
Yeah, it's such a good game. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I have it all.
Well,
I think I
yeah,
have
if
it
you own
because
this,
of
you have
Quantum
it.
Break.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you buy,
But I own a physical copy. Also,
which is you could probably
Supposed to take
sell it
William
for a lot
Joyce
of money.
alive if he doesn't put up a fight.
What?
That original, like
Alan
the
Wake.
physical copy of Alan Wake, because it's not available because of licensing now.
yeah.
Oh. Okay. Well, I have
Not-
not only do I have the original copy, I have the collector's edition that came with the book and a DVD thing with extra stuff on it. Yeah, like it all goes into a case that looks like a book. That just says Alan Wake in gold on it.
Oh,
I really like
Where
this.
in the world is this supposed to go?
You asked for it.
Yeah.
Man, I really like the way this game feels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the dialogue in this game too. Like when you're playing and you're playing the game, but they do the talking and all that while you're actually moving around. Like I'm in the part where you're trying to squeeze in between the walls, and you're talking to the one dude while you're doing it.
What?
Yeah.
You still had no idea that Wilder was helping you?
She wasn't the only one.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Lights are out across the whole damn campus. Somebody cut the power. This was supposed to be a quiet operation. We got what we came for. It's Joyce!
Figure out my game.
Good shot. But anyways, yeah, I really like this game. If you own an Xbox One, I think this game's on Game Pass now too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to check out a really cool third-person action game with some cool powers, definitely recommend Quantum Break. I think we're gonna wrap up this episode though. We've been going for about 45 minutes, so I know we haven't gone the full hour, but our recording it's late, and you know, sometimes you just
Lights
can't
out
go
and
the
come
full
in.
hour, you know. So thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, you can find Pod and Play Season 3 every Saturday through November 17th. Check out our previous episodes. Check out our family of podcasts, Nerds Gone Rogue, Nintendo Power Block, Nerds Gone Platinum, and Arsenal X. Check out our YouTube pages, and you can find all of our content on ngrradio.com. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. And until next time, we love you.
Bye, everybody.